Today, we are going to talk about something that might just completely flip how you think about your job, your money, and maybe most importantly, your time. It's a concept called the earned income trap. So let's just jump right in with a pretty provocative idea from our source material, okay? The whole financial system we're all a part of, it wasn't actually built to help you or me get wealthy. No, it was designed to make us dependent on it. And that's really the core idea we're going to unpack here. Which leads to a huge question. When you show up to work, what are you really getting paid for? You know, most of us think it's for our talent or our hard work. But the system is built on something way simpler and honestly a lot more restrictive than that.
And here it is. This is the formula that, like it or not, runs the lives of most people. It's your monthly income goal divided by what you make per hour, and that equals the exact number of hours you have to trade from your one and only life to hit that target. It's just simple, cold, hard math.
Let's make this super real for a second. Let's say your goal is $3,000 a month. If you're making $20 an hour, fine. That's 150 hours of work. But if you're making $15 an hour, which is way closer to what a lot of people actually earn, well, now you need to put in 200 hours every single month just to get to that same number.
So what does 200 hours a month even look like? Well, that breaks down to 50 hours a week. Think about that. A typical full-time job is 40 hours. So right out of the gate, you are already 10 hours behind every single week.
And boom, this is exactly where that trap starts to snap shut. To make up that difference, what do? You either need to find overtime, which might not even be an option, or you have to go out and get a second job. You find yourself working more and more just to stay in the same place, and you've got less and less time for, your actual life.
This brings up a really crucial point. Earned income isn't as secure as we think it is. It's totally conditional. You have to be there, physically. The second you stop working, maybe you take a vacation or you get sick, that income, it just stops too. Your ability to earn is literally capped by the hours in a day and your own health and energy.
And here's the real kicker. After all that hard work, you don't even get paid first. When you're living on earned income, you only get to spend what's left over after everybody else has taken their slice of the pie. The government gets taxes, your landlord gets the rent, the power company gets their share. You get the leftovers.
Let's look at the real math here. You might have busted your tail to earn that $3,000, but after taxes and all the other costs of just living and working, what you're actually taking home is closer to $2,250. All of your time and effort is literally being watered down before you even get to touch that money.
So maybe we're all asking the wrong question. The problem isn't that people are working hard enough. I mean, people are working incredibly hard. Maybe the real issue is the deal we've all been given, that rate of exchange. How much of your actual life are you trading, and what are you really getting back for it?
And to really get this, we have to understand the difference between money and currency. What we earn, dollars, pounds, euros, that's currency. It's just a tool for exchange, but it's designed to lose value over time because of inflation. In the world of accounting, it's actually a liability, not an asset.
And right here, this is the great divide. This is the whole game. Currency goes down in value and it demands your constant time and effort. But assets can go up in value and they can produce income without you even being there. This is the fundamental shift in thinking we need to have.
So how in the world do you escape this trap? The path is actually surprisingly simple. It's 3 steps. You use your job for step 1, earn that currency. But, and this is the key, instead of just spending it all, you use that currency for step 2. You buy an asset. And then that asset does step 3, it starts to generate cash flow for you.
So once you own that asset, it doesn't matter if it's a rental property, a small business, or stocks that pay you dividends. That thing starts working for you. It's making money completely separate from your time. And that right there is how you start to buy your time back.
There's a perfect metaphor for this. Having a job is like carrying buckets of water from a river every single day. It's exhausting, and if you stop for even one day, you have no water. Building assets, though, that's like building a well. Yeah, it's work up front, but pretty soon, that well is providing water for you day in and day out, whether you're there or not.
This also totally reframes what a job even is. An employer isn't buying you. They are buying your most precious, non-renewable resources. They're buying your hours, your focus, your energy, and your simple availability. They are literally buying pieces of your life.
And that brings us to what might be the most powerful idea of all. A job pays you what your time is worth to the system, not what you are worth as a human being. Your value as a person is infinite, but your value inside that earned income formula, it's just a number on a spreadsheet.
So this really requires a totally new way of thinking about what a career is. The old traditional model is all about climbing someone else's ladder, right? Getting that raise, getting that promotion. But the forward-thinking model is about learning how to build your own systems, focusing on ownership and aiming for real financial independence.
At the end of the day, getting out of this trap isn't about just getting motivated or finding some new quote to put on your wall. It's not about working harder. Real lasting change only comes from re-education, from really, truly understanding the rules of the game you're playing.
So we're gonna leave you with the one question that this whole thing really boils down to. Take a hard look at how you spend your days, your energy, and your money, and just ask yourself, honestly, are you spending your life carrying buckets of water, or are you using your time to build a well?